Hello, I'm Joseph Dillard. Welcome to our online integral deep listening video curricula series on cognitive distortions. When you use the filtering cognitive distortion, you ignore information and events that disprove your untrue or delusional beliefs, assumptions, and worldview. Here are some examples. Nobody is ever nice to me. I can't ever do anything right. We need to defund the police because they are murdering blacks. Filtering ignores evidence that does not validate our biases and prejudices. The result is that our perception is distorted and unbalanced. Consequently, we do not see ourselves accurately or hear the meanings of others' words, all the while being sure that we do. Filtering eliminates evidence that you need to change and grow. The result is that you not only stay stuck, you get more stuck over time. Filtering keeps you in the drama triangle by rescuing you from objectivity, clarity, evidence, facts, and the truth. It's like voluntarily wearing a blindfold and earplugs or walking around with Oculus simulated reality goggles on. As a result, you can maintain the feelings of righteousness, righteous judgmentalism that often accompany self-criticism and self-persecution. At the same time, filtering validates staying stuck in the role of victim. An excellent example of filtering is the social scripting that you and I went through as children. We were taught that in order to survive and grow within our families, we had to accept and internalize their worldview and values, including their cognitive distortions. For example, if you grew up with an alcoholic parent, you had to deal with the ensuing chaos somehow. Chances are, you distorted reality in one way or another to do so. Your drinking mom or dad really wasn't sick, or it was all your fault, or you isolated yourself in one way or another. You filtered out options that would be available to children who didn't have an alcoholic parent. As you grew, your sense of who you were and how you saw your family and the world were all products of the cognitive distortions inherent in your family culture. Whatever traumas you experienced as a child, you very likely used filtering to adapt, minimize them, and cope with an unfriendly, unhappy, and unhelpful life context. You can see from the previous two cognitive distortions, black and white thinking and overgeneralization, that filtering is also at work in your dreams. You filter your dreams because of your emotions, your worldview, your life scripting, and your biology. The very nature of this filtering is to distort reality. But of course, only for your own safety and happiness. Consequently, filtering in dreams and mystical experiences is broader than the traditional concept of filtering for waking cognitive distortions. In the dream of the soda-throwing lady, she filtered out the possibility that these two young men might be aspects of herself or that she was dreaming. It is not merely a matter of filtering out the good, so you only see the bad. It's about filtering out reality by imposing your own intervening filters of time, space, and identity. People who have had compelling dreams or mystical experiences tend to argue, the experience was so real, so different from my normal experience that I couldn't have been filtering anything. It was as if my soul was seeing things without that filtering. This may indeed be what is happening. Or it may be partially what is happening. Or it may not be at all what is happening. The most likely and reasonable explanation is that this is partially what is happening. Normal filters are dropped during such experiences, and you are filtering so much less than you normally do that you are sure that you are not filtering at all. However, if you read or watch accounts of many near-death and mystical experiences and look for evidence of filtering, along with other cognitive distortions, it's not difficult to find considerable evidence of them. How can you tell when you are filtering? Unless you first assume that you are filtering, you'll never look for it. Therefore, get in the habit of asking yourself, if I were filtering out something that I would rather not think about, feel, or experience right now, what would it be? The object is not to flood yourself with physical pain, memories of old losses, or fears about the future. The object is to continue to filter out what is unhealthy or unnecessary while reducing your filtering for everything else. For example, consider the possibility that some 95% of the time that you are afraid, worried, or anxious, that those feelings are either unnecessary or not helpful. What are you filtering out? You are filtering out your own peace of mind. Once you see this is the case, you can ask yourself, do I need to filter out my peace of mind? Is that a helpful decision? How much peace of mind do I deserve to experience right now? Also consider that you are probably doing a lot of filtering that was advantageous to you when you were 4, but isn't anymore. You've changed. Your environment has changed. The people you have to answer to have changed. Have you changed what you habitually filter to reflect your current circumstances? Most people haven't. They're still filtering a reality the way they did when they were 4 or 10. How good an idea is that? Filtering is an example of a logical fallacy called the fallacy of exclusion. You think that some behavior is unique when it's not, or you convince yourself that something is true, but only by ignoring evidence that it is not. When have you used this cognitive distortion? Write an example down. Now write an antidote for it. For example, here are antidotes for the examples above at the beginning of this video. Nobody is ever nice to me. Substitute. That's not accurate. Martha smiled at me in the hall, and John asked me how I was doing. Second example. I can't ever do anything right. You substitute. I got to work on time today. That's something. I returned Max's phone call. That's something. So it's not true that I can't do anything right. Third example. We need to defund the police because they are murdering blacks. Substitute. While some police do murder blacks, by far the majority of black homicide is perpetrated by other blacks. Polls show most blacks want police to control crime and don't want them defunded. Well, that's just substituting factual information. Today is a great day to decide to recognize and stop using this cognitive distortion. Do so, and see if you don't find you are less likely to fall into the drama triangle. Thanks for watching. See you next time.